Welcome back to my channel. Today we be taking a look at some creepy pasta that has been submitted by one of our viewers. So let's jump into the video. She was never seen again after this. I was working in retail at the time. It was near Christmas time, and this girl comes up to me while I'm stocking shelves and she asks where the manager is. I direct her to the back, and she thanks me and walks away. A few moments later, she is back and now she's asking for the regional manager. I tell her that he's not here, but I could go get the store manager who's next in charge. She says, "Oh, it's fine. I'll just wait for him then." And off she goes again. I shrugged and go back to stocking. About 10 minutes pass and she is back. Now she's asking if there's a phone she could use. I direct her to the customer service desk where they have payphones. She thanks me and walks away. I finish stocking the shelves and head up front to do some cleaning. About 10 minutes after that, I hear commotion by the registers. Turns out she'd been trying to buy a bunch of Christmas presents with a debit card, and it kept getting declined. She ended up just walking out without paying for anything, and then I saw her walk out the door. I figured this was strange, but maybe she just had a really crappy day or something like that, so I went back to cleaning. About 15 minutes after that, the manager comes up behind me and asks me what happened with that girl. He told me that she called the store earlier that day and asked for him by name. When he got to the floor, she was gone. He also said that she tried to use a debit card under her own name, and it got declined, which is strange because she had plenty of money in her account. The manager looked at the camera footage and saw that she came in alone and left alone. He decided to call the cops. Now, mind you, this all sounds very creepy, but so far it's not really scary. The story only gets scarier from here. The police show up and ask us if we have any footage of her leaving. They pull up the footage and it shows her walking out the door. Then they ask if we have any footage of her coming in. We checked, and the cameras weren't working that day, so we don't have any footage of her entering the store. Cops leave, and the manager goes back to the office. The next day, she is back. She comes right up to me while I'm working and says, "Hi, I'm back." I respond with a tired smile and say, "Well, hi." She asks me where the manager is, and I direct her to his office. She thanks me and walks away. I figure this is weird, but maybe she just really needed to speak to the manager or something, so I go back to work. About an hour passes, and the manager comes and tells me that she's been asking for him all morning, and he's been avoiding her. He sends me back to check on her and see if she needs help. I go back there, and she's sitting in one of the chairs staring at the floor. I ask her if she's okay, and she looks up with vacant eyes and says, "I'm fine. Where's the manager?" I direct her back to his office, and she goes there. I hear the manager speak to her, and then he comes out looking pale as death, and he calls another manager over. He tells that other manager to call the cops, and then he runs to the bathroom. The other manager looks at me and says, "What did you tell her?" I tell him exactly what I told her, and he nods his head. The two managers come up with a plan, and then send me back to go talk to her. This is where things get kind of dark. I walk up to her and kneel down beside her and say, "Hey, listen, I know the manager's busy right now, but why don't you come back to my area, and I'll get you some water or maybe some candy. I'm sure that would cheer you up." She looks at me with those same vacant eyes, and she smiles a toothy grin. She responds in a raspy voice, "That's so nice of you, but I want the manager. I need to speak with him." I try to convince her to come back with me, but she refuses and says she wants to wait for the manager. So I stand up and walk back to my area. The two managers were watching her the whole time from the security cameras. When they saw me walk away, they both started freaking out. She stood up and walked towards the front door. They started yelling for me to get her attention, and I did. I yelled, "Hey," and she turned around. She stopped for a moment and looked at me, and then she kept walking. She walked right through the front door, and she was never seen again. We checked the footage later that night and saw her walking in and out of the store multiple times after that. She never paid for anything, and she was never seen again. To this day, I don't know what that girl wanted or who she was. It's strange that she would just walk through the door and not be seen again. Did she evaporate? Did she phase through the door? I don't know. All I do know is that I hope that I never see her again. She gave me the creeps. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to another video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. Also, if you enjoy short-form horror, then check out our podcast. We post new episodes every Friday. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.